Our next speaker is talking about a very important subject, again, if it comes to asset management of existing power generation assets. I'll be talking to us about mastering the evaluation strategies for the extension of power plant lifespan, which I think is a important and more important topic, not just in the, call it Western world, but much more and increasingly more here in the Southeast Asian region as well. So our speaker will be Agus Mulyana. He is head of HSE at PT Medco Power, Indonesia. He's head of corporate SHE and and security of PT Medco Power Indonesia, who is an independent power producer and O&M company to operate and maintain Indonesia's biggest units of coal-fired steam power plants at Tanjung Jati B. Is that correct? Okay. Located in Jepara, Central Java, Indonesia. Agus leads the SHE security, risk management and cost control to implementation, monitoring and supervision to drive safety, health, environment and security high performance within corporate and subsidiaries of PT Medco Power Indonesia. He holds a double degree in management and law and is well trained in safety, health and environment, military and security, and also certified as a national safety expert, as well as a professional security certified from Indonesia National Police. Please welcome our next speaker, Agus Mulyana.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be here, and thanks for the committee, for the conference committee to invite here. Okay, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Agus Mulyana. Actually, I'm also controlling for the quality. So in this moment, I would like to speak about the mastering evaluation strategy for the extension of power plant life. Okay, for your information that Medco Power Indonesia is one of the biggest IPP. We have focus for the best practice in the cleaner and environment-friendly energy. We have also some operation and maintenance in one of the biggest power plant in Indonesia, like we have already mentioned by moderator, in Central Java. Then our business strategy is like you see that we are focused for the small and medium-sized power plant. Because why? Because we consider that the risk for the small power plant is quite controlled by our company. And then we also stay committed for the power platform unique market in Indonesia. And then we are focused for the western part of Indonesia. Because you know that Indonesia is too big if we are controlled by ourselves. Even PLN also still, PLN is one of state-owned company who taking care of the electricity in Indonesia, cannot control by themselves. Why? Because we are the big archipelago, then the grid also quite difficult. So mostly our electricity build is for supplying Java, Bali and Sumatra, because mostly the industrial located in Java, Bali, Sumatra. So we have as the independent power producer, we consent for the clean and greener energy, especially for the renewable energy. So we have some geothermal project will be starting hopefully next month for the construction in Sarula, and then we also by end of this year to have one exploration. We have also subsidiary taking care for the hydro project, mini hydro project. Okay, this is our portfolio strategic theme. We have some power plant in Batam. In MABDB is about 61. All total is 165 megawatt, including our new power plant in Batam also. So mostly 80% in Batam is supplied by our company. In South Sumatra also we have a gas engine. It's smaller, only 31 megawatt, but it's quite good because in Sumatra the electricity is very lack, especially for South Sumatra and North Sumatra. And then we have also OM services in Tanjung Jati, in PLTGMG Panaran, total 1,344 megawatt. And committed geothermal, like I mentioned, in Sarula, is about 130 megawatt, and the next project in Ijen is 110 megawatt. That's including also our hydro project, right now still under construction. Okay, if we are talking about the asset management, sometimes we are always thinking about how the people manage the power plant life without thinking what the cost role or the basic role. And then mostly if we are talking about maintenance, we are talking only for the reaction maintenance, preventive maintenance, and predictive maintenance. But we are forget that some of the basic thing we need to be improved. For example, like below the water line. We are, for some person that maybe think that the technology is very or the most important thing to achieve the target in the physical asset for the return of investment or something like that, that we need to have good technology. But mostly we have forget about how people and leadership here. So this is basically that we have already practiced in our company, that manpower or human capital is very important. Based on the human capital, we need to have one culture. Without this, we cannot do the best thing for improve our company. I consider also TNP have their own culture. Toyota also, they have their own culture. So similar with this, our Medco Power also have our own culture. This need to be built by the people and leadership. So we have another motto also that leader must be lead, taking care of everything. Lead by example is one thing that we need to be followed by all the leaders. So after the human capital is we have already built, and we understood about the technology. After technology is quite easy to understood because mostly they have already provided with all the system, all the data, so we need to learn. But we thought the good people and leadership cannot be run very good. Based on this, we need to have also method and process. Some of the company talking how to achieve the good technology with good achievement, good of return, but they are forget to prepare also the method and process how to achieve this. So in Medco, we have later on I will speak more about this. This is about work management, relative management, outage management, and other management. It's quite similar with in other company also, but in our company that we have called BMS, Business Management System. Then after this, we can get this result: availability, reliability, fuel cost, or something, and of course the revenue is one thing for the business. So this is just a figure I want to share to you that for the improvement guideline, our first step is firefighting. This is a very traditional system. Second thing is stabilizing, preventing that if we want to be the international standard or world-class power plant, we need to have here the optimizing and before our excellent system. To get excellent, we need to have one management alignment. Why management alignment also very important? Such as our experience before in our previous company, that before I joined Medco Power, that mostly the management is not aligned. There is one, maybe we can say the hidden competition between operation and maintenance department, or even with the support department. They may think they are not important because they are just support department. This cannot be. So we need to have a management alignment. Then after this, we are sitting together, we have assess the operation strategy, how to achieve all the target. We need to have a grand strategy to ensure all the power plant running well. Of course, we cannot forget also about the maintenance and improvement strategy. Why improvement is needed? Because once we fulfill with the requirement and then we satisfied with our services, with our action, that we are forget, then sooner or later we will be fail. So we need to have improvement. Then, even improvement we still continue. We need, again, every year we need to set up the target and then review also periodically. We can get the target or not. That's what we have done in our company. Every year we are sitting together we call a strategic meeting. Every year we can review what the target we have achieved or not achieved, and then what we set up the target for the next year. This is just for your information about power plant operation excellence. Like I mentioned before, that the people is most important thing before we are talking about the technology. One, the technologies we are handled by competent person. We need to have another process here, method and process. Like I mentioned that there's a lot of method process here. So after three of them we have already hold, then we talking about the asset wellness. Once asset wellness, we taking care with all the good person, good quality personnel, good technology, and then of course we also need to method process to review, continual improvement. That is very easy to get. There's no wonder in our company that one of our subsidiaries become the best power plant in Indonesia for 3 years continuously. Okay, for the next, as for your information also, we have a fishbone like this. This is for 25 element of maintenance excellence. Before we have talking about the operation. For the maintenance, we cannot separate it. It must be as a strategic moment we need to have control. This consists of 25 elements. First, leadership and HRD. Again, I want to show you that the human capital is very, very important here. Leadership and HRD. It's about strategic business plan, organization, training and knowledge, offer competence, motivation, readiness and cooperation. Without this, we are missing the best asset in the company. Of course, in O&M, the best asset is the manpower. But how come we can really depend on them if we cannot give them knowledge or even training, competence training, something like that? So the competence training and readiness must be very, very important. Then system of technology. System technology we can absorb from, maybe we can get sample for SAP, Maximo, even Bentley, a lot of things. But without the competent person, this cannot be run. Like this morning we have discussed with our colleagues from TNB that the technology like smartphone, for those who understood the function of smartphone, we can maximize all the function. But for those who cannot operate that, think that it's just feature phone. We cannot use it, even though that's a lot of facility to do that so. And then of course, material and asset, method and process like I mentioned before. Then finally, performance excellence. To be the world-class power plant. These 25 elements is the most important thing to do that so. So, again, I just want to make everything clear that for balancing process versus result, for the less business and process maturity is consists of operating maintenance procedure, like I mentioned, reliable management, material management, outage management, supply chain management, and so and so. And then for the low performance result, we need to remove all the barriers such as hidden failure or design material, and of course infant mortality, aging, and our program procedure technique and so on. And of course for the non-technical matter also we need to be set up and then need to be raised as the one important thing about HR and then budget. Because sometimes in the company we need to have a good competent person, but we are forget to give the budget to mention about training and development. We need to have one good employee, but we forget to give them how to become competent person without training and development. This is one thing that we need to be remember. That's all the balance process and result, like I mentioned in the speaker, is we have done in our company. So for generic function of operating maintenance and engineering, you may see in the figure that operation and maintenance must be standalone. Each other have a good cooperation. But we have also need to have another engineering. This is part of the continual improvement. Even though that we have a sophisticated technology, but once the plant is running and aging, of course the maturity of the plant also we can consider, but that we need to have engineering development to improve all the system. Of course, engineering also need to have some standard like identify the problem, analyze, and so on. That must be in line together. It cannot be engineering below maintenance or engineering below the operation. It must be same level. This we have in our power plant. That engineering department also in the corporate level. We call engineering and technical support. It consists of those who understood about the system, and then to support all the site management to have good engineering in their own power plant. Like I mentioned before, that Medco Power have a lot of and various power plant. We cannot depend on the one person or one engineer taking care about the coal fire power plant, but we have another case. That's why the system to develop the manpower in engineering department is most important to ensure all the continual improvement in place. So this is we can show the figure. So we call a business management system. Business management is consists of protecting health, safety, and environment. We cannot forget this. Administration, managing finance, controlling document, and improving performance. And then the other step is purchasing, management stock, managing resources, managing human resources, and managing site control. And then all together support the process to maintaining the plant. Once maintaining the plant is in a good order, that operating the plant will be in the good order also. This also consists about the O&M contract. Like discussion in this morning that some colleagues also talking about some difficulties, but we remember that during O&M that we are manpower is an asset, but sometimes all the risks will be in our hand. That we need to have this one. And then don't forget also about the contract. That's we need to have a customer requirement. That it will be in the top. So for the simple thing that I just want to say about how the business management system is in the So first we are process. Process is different activities. Key process have a clear customer orientation. And then the second layer is the procedure. Procedure is how to make the process easy to understood by all the level in the organization. It's such of main activities which provide more detailed procedure guidance. It's like a guidance. And then below the procedure is instruction. Instruction is very clear guidance to make those who work understood very well about. This is consists about instruction of carrying out work, mainly maintained in our MMS or other control instruction file. You can make in soft copy or even in hard copy. It's including data, report and format and so on. And then the last thing that all together will be in one organization. This is the correlation between the key and supporting process. Like we mentioned before that for the we still focusing for the customer. So for the customer, we have also here customer, partner, and society. Why? Because when we forget about the customer, even the society, it will be disturbing you all, and then you will be suffering. Like we have mentioned in Indonesia, is not like Malaysia or Singapore that the community is very stable. We have a lot of gap between society. One in high education, some in the low education. The society also we need to put and then consider about. And then the second thing about the production. And then operation maintenance. It will be support for the customer. Our customer of course is PLN. And then the base of this, we have a lot of organization also here. Like management. Management is part of the organization, but it's not control everything to ensure all the process done in timely manner, in the successful manner. We have also HR. finance, environmental, health safety, quality, and even general services. This is what we have done in our company. Hopefully that all the presentation is a good share for you all and can be adapted to ensure all the electricity in Southeast Asia will be in the good manner. Then hopefully our short presentation is also valuable for you all. That's it. Thank you very much.